You know Robert Kraft. Can you see Kraft firing Belichick after Sunday's final game?
No, I can't see him firing him. I can see headlines saying he was fired. But I think in the end, there's going to be two things here. Major changes potentially if he stays with the front office or whatnot. Or Bill basically saying, you know what, it's run its course. And then there's a guy in Gerard Mayo on the team as a coach that they love, Mr. Kraft and his son Jonathan Kraft. They love Gerard. So I can see them letting him become the next head coach while Bill goes on and looks at other opportunities in the National Football League. But in terms of him just Sunday and then coming in on what they call it, Black Monday or whatever it is, saying we're relieving Bill Belichick of his coaching responsibilities and duties, therefore he won't be the coach moving forward. I can't see that. I just don't. Look, I understand what you think. You think it was all Tom Brady. All Tom, small Bill.
It was mostly.
Yeah, mostly. You know, mostly Tom and all Bill. I mean, all Tom and a little bit of Bill.
Yep.
Many people don't believe that. Even Tom Brady himself doesn't believe that.
I don't know
People
about that.
believe that it was a group effort, including his coaching staff, including the Kraft family, giving the players the necessary tools to be successful within the organization. Has Bill time essentially run out in New England? Probably so, because where he is age-wise, Richard, and where they are as a team, he's not in a position for a total rebuild for the next 6 years. Let somebody else do that. He's at a time in his age where the best opportunities are teams maybe like the Chargers, for instance, that have a franchise quarterback in a pretty solid stable of personnel on the defensive side of the ball, that he can kind of go and give them some leadership that they haven't had in quite some time, and it's a quick fix. So that's kind of the way that I'm looking at it, opposed to running it back with Mac Jones or drafting a young quarterback. And you don't want to do all that if you Bill.
Yeah, I don't see him firing him, Skip. I don't think that's, a coach that wins 6 Super Bowls, if he gets fired from an organization,
well,
then
5 Super Bowls, Richard, because y'all gave him one.
Well, they got 6 on the mantle, so you can call it what you want. But if he's getting fired, then there's no coach in the history of this game here going forward that's safe and has a safe job. You know, I think they respect him enough to allow him to make the decision, and they will put it in a way that seems like he made the decision, hey, I'm stepping down or something of that nature. Hey, Bill's stepping away, and allowing Gerard Mayo, or he's giving this position to Gerard Mayo or something like that. It's never going to be a situation where they say, hey, Robert Kraft has relieved Bill Belichick. If they do that, then good night, good. Then we're going to be on the show having a different conversation. But I think they respect him enough. I don't think he'd fit with the Chargers in L.A. I just can't imagine. I just can't see him in a dome team, West Coast, that team, the color scheme. Like, it's just a lot of things that would, just be.
What does the color got to do with it?
It just got a lot. I've only seen him in the Patriots colors for a long time. He was with the Browns 100 years ago, but it's just a West Coast dome team. He's in a hoodie. Hoodie indoors would be weird. Like, it's just a lot of stuff, Key. And it's also a young team for the most part. A young team that I don't know if this really translates to the West Coast California. Bill Belichick way, doing my way or the highway. We're doing sprints until you throw up. I just don't know if that's going to translate to a new team. I know you're saying he's not going to participate in a rebuild. I agree with that. But I just don't know if that's the right fit for him. But no, I don't think he's going to get fired, Skip.
It's funny to me.
Like that.
You guys both treat the Chargers like they're the Clippers, like they're the stepchild in L.A. They're the other team in L.A., right?
They're certainly the other team in L.A.
All right.
Yeah, and the Rams are if you're asking me, the Rams are the third team in Los Angeles. You know who the first team is? The team that's in Las Vegas.
Oh,
that's the number one football team is the Raiders.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I do think Bill has gotten exposed without Tom, but we can battle on that another day. But I also think that Robert Kraft, the smart man that he is, also sees that, and knows that some move needs to be made. There is no way that Robert Kraft wants the blood of Bill Belichick on his hands. He's just not going to fire him without ceremony. But I do think Robert Kraft might engineer a deal, oversee a deal. There would be a quote-unquote trade in which Bill would go to the Chargers or wherever it might be, whoever needs
I'm
a
just
coach.
using the Chargers because
it's obvious because they do have a franchise quarterback.
I know for sure he ain't going to the Panthers. That's for damn sure.
Okay. So I don't know if it's for damn sure. But, okay. All right. But
I will bet my right arm that he would not go to Carolina.
All right. But, the Chargers could be fairly attractive because they're not without talent, and they do have a very good young quarterback. I don't know if he's great or not, but he's very good.
Pretty good.
You have a chance with him that you have not had with the guy you handpicked, Mac Jones. So I could see where Robert Kraft would say, we need a change of scenery. You need a change of scenery. Let's make it, we'll scratch each other's back that this was all arm in arm done, hand in hand done, and let's make the switch where you go to the chart, wherever it might be. I don't know who else is going to fire their coach. The Bears going to
Commanders, maybe.
Commanders, yeah, that's a
Maybe
possibility.
the Bears or
yeah.
Commanders.
All right, okay, but I do think that this is just me from a distance. I think Robert Kraft knows in his heart of hearts, to your point, Keyshawn, it's going nowhere slowly. And Bill at I don't know what he is, 72. I think he is 72. He might not have that kind of energy left for a complete rebuild. Plus, he's so old school that he just needs a fresh start now because his my way or the highway has worn out its welcome in the Patriot locker room without Brady to be the buffer in the locker room and say, it's going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. Because that's what Tom did best with Bill. Because Bill, you know him, Key. He's tough, man. He's tough on quarterbacks. He's tough on the football team.
He's tough on everybody.
Yeah.
But this is a situation. If they had bought the team, the Crafts, meaning whoever, if the Crafts sell the team 2 months ago and somebody had bought it and we was having this conversation, then I would say that new owner probably would fire Bill Belichick. But the fact of the matter is, they've been partners for 20 plus years, partners in this thing. Although one guy is the owner and Bill Belichick runs the team, that's essentially a partnership. Now, in terms of the Chargers have been the hot name that's out there.
Yeah.
Remember, they don't have a general manager. They don't have a GM. That's number one. So now you get an opportunity to bring in your own guy that you want to work close with you and evaluating talent and doing those sort of things. It is in a state that does have water. If you know anything about Bill, he's into the boating and the fishing and the watering and done. They do have good golf. If you know anything about Bill, Southern California has good golf. It's just they got a new facility coming up here in Manhattan Beach that they're putting together right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so you start to look at all the different things in terms of the Chargers. Everything just aligns perfectly for a situation. And I know for the majority of that, like you said, Richard, 20 years he's been in Massachusetts. He's been with the hoodie and the no sleeves. I get all of that. But he's also coached at other spots along the way. I mean, he's coached at other places. This is not his first rodeo and his last rodeo. I think he will coach again. I just don't know that it'll be in New England.
Yep. All right. You good, Richard?
Yeah, I'm good. I said everything I got on that.
Okay, all right. Up next, we got a good question for you. Will Lamar Jackson become the first NFL player ever to win 2 MVPs unanimously?
Hey, Richard Sherman, baby.
Sure feels. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.